Ooh, what do we have here?
That's that Cajun spaghetti with sausage chunks.
Chonks. It's a good word for them.
Honestly,
Yeah.
It's not really a meatball. It's not browned ground.
It's not really a sausage.
It's not really a sausage. It's a chunk.
Yeah. The star of the show, though, those mushrooms.
Oh, yes.
Can't wait to talk about them. Let's get it broken down.
All right.
Let's see. So I think this is all stovetop, and we're not going to have to preheat anything. You can get your pan kind of cranked up and get it to about 350 if you want to, but this does take me about 2 hours to make. In the meantime, make sure you're subscribed and, hey, get that bell on. Good thing about sausage is it's usually about 26 ounces. So this was perfect. I'm looking for about 12 to 14 ounces per dinner. And you can just twist and snip and get 2 gigantic links. One for now.
One for later.
And one for later. Once again, we're coming from Cade's in St. Martinville with this. This is a jalapeno pork sausage. They
Fresh.
do an amazing job over there. So this is the method. Claire,
that's the chunk.
Did you invent this, or is this just like something that you said?
I think I didn't want to dirty the cutting board or another bowl.
This is brilliant.
I
Basically,
did it right over the stove, just straight into the pan.
Just squeeze out some, chunks. I can't think of a better word for it.
Hey, you don't need to mess with them too much. They've already been ground and seasoned up.
Yeah, they're basically a farce already, obviously. And you just kind of squeeze out and, try to keep them about the same size. I didn't do a very good job of that, but not that it really matters. Anyway, get a pan down, a little bit of oil. That is a garlic oil. Remember to check the shorts feed for some tips on keeping garlic well in the Pantry Power series. Once you get it up to about 350-ish, you can start putting them down. Try not to overcrowd them, though. Hey. Try not to overcrowd them.
Don't do it.
Hey, buddy.
Jay, what are you doing?
Hey, don't overcrowd them.
They're going to steam.
What are you doing? Set a 5-minute timer on that and turn right around and work on some veg prep. Gotta have onion. I like a medium onion. I don't like a ton of onion.
I like a lot of onion.
1 medium carrot. I peeled it. I don't know if that's necessary.
No, it's not necessary.
I don't think so. About the same amount of celery. 1 rib or stalk, whatever they say.
Rib?
Yeah. Optional on the jalapeno, but what we found is jalapenos aren't really that hot anymore.
Nope.
At least in our area. We're in South Louisiana. So it's more of a flavor thing,
Yeah, it's like piquant. Plus, if you're going to buy a little sack of them, you might as well put them in everything.
Yeah, for sure. Once you're done with that veg prep, your 5-minute timer should be about up. And you can start looking for what we call release point.
Yep.
Just give them a little wiggle. It's kind of like picking a ripe fruit.
See, you kind of forced that one.
I did.
It should, just like that one. It should just be like, I'm done.
Yeah. And you see, I had a suspicion that there might have been some sugar in this sausage mix because as you can see, they're kind of caramelizing a little bit more than you might expect.
Yeah.
Which is possible. Like if you're doing a fresh sausage, you might have a little touch of sugar in that spice mix. So
I guess, and it was a jalapeno fresh sausage, so it makes sense. Oh, that one went far.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a little surprising. So I think there might have been some sugar. So just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's a lot for 5 minutes.
Yeah, so once you got them all flipped, set a 10-minute timer, lower the heat, and cover it. And once that 10 minutes is done, you'll be looking at something like this. Beautiful.
Just a big, greasy mess.
You're going to take your chunks out, and we're going to start to try to get the stuff off the bottom of the pan, something we call gremise down here in South Louisiana.
Yep.
There it is. And what you want to do is kind of get this back to a medium heat, kind of a medium simmer to reduce it. And we're going to reduce and reduce and reduce.
Yeah, because we only want the fat.
Correct. It's going to look a little something like this. And at that point, you're ready to throw in your vegetables. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the moisture from those vegetables to try to grab everything off of the bottom of the pan. It's going to take a while. I think I put about a quarter teaspoon of salt in there. Not too much. Don't go crazy with the salt here.
Because we're going to layer it in.
Oh,
and
yeah.
also the sausage probably already had salt.
Absolutely. So you can see now that the pan's looking clean on the bottom. And it took me about 5 minutes of just constant stirring. And
everything that looks scary dark is now like a nice caramel.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
Once that's good and deglazed, I guess you could say, lower the heat and set a 20-minute timer. And once that 20 minutes is up, you should be looking at something about like this. You got a little bit more fondant on the bottom of the pan, so we're going to go for
a little acid.
Yeah.
You got to add acid into it anyway.
A little bit of balsamic to kind of help you get everything back off the bottom of the pan. Grab a 28-ounce can of San Marzano tomatoes, please. They're the best.
It's a shame, but they really are.
Throw in a little water in that can to make sure you get everything out. So here's another light salting. That's also about a quarter teaspoon. Not a lot. So half total so far. But we're going to go super heavy on the granulated garlic. That's important.
Yes.
Yes. Very important. A few shakes of cayenne.
We love Cajun Chef.
Cajun Chef. And this is where you kind of make the call. Do you want to just kind of chop these up rough like this? Because that's how I like it. Or do you want to go further? You could do an immersion blender. Make a nice smooth sauce if you wanted to. Totally your call. At any rate.
But we like the differences in texture.
Yes.
And getting a nice little chunk of the San Marzano tomato. It has a really nice sweetness to it. And they're not very acidic on their own.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't find I ever get like red sauce stomach. That's code. If you know, you know.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, the San Marzano is definitely cut down on that. So while that's going, we're going to go ahead and cut up about half a box of little baby bellas. And this is one of my favorite methods for mushrooms. You just throw them in with absolutely nothing.
Into a well-heated, heavy pan.
Yep, about 325 to 350. And nothing. No salt. No water. No nothing.
They're just giving up all their natural amounts of water that they have in them, and it's concentrating the mushroom flavor and giving us a different, and some may argue better texture of the mushroom.
I would be one of those to argue that it's much better than throwing it in the pan with the rest of the veggies or at the end to kind of poach them.
Yeah, where they just kind of like gray and soft.
Yeah, no contest. So 20 minutes into our simmer on the sauce, we've got this, and we could stop there. We could.
Sure.
But look, 30 minutes.
Oh.
Come on. And you could stop there. You could. But
look, that's just like 2 little bunny trails in conversation.
Exactly.
Worth of waiting.
Just let it go. 40 minutes. Now we're talking. Okay. I cook noodles off camera because everybody knows how to cook noodles.
Yeah.
But that's my rule of thumb for cooking for 2 people. If you're using dry pasta, go with 6 ounces before cooking.
We've been eating a lot of pasta lately because I have been obsessed with making pasta, similarly to how some people did sourdough at the beginning of 2020. I'm very into making pasta.
Pasta confessions over here. And those noodles are noodles that you made.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah. I think that was the first round of a new technique I'm working out.
This came out so great. At any rate, for this method, don't wash the pasta. Leave it starchy so that the sauce sticks to it.
Yeah. Please don't put any oil in the boiling water either.
No, you don't have to put oil in the boiling water. Don't do that. And remember, tall food is good food.
It sure is.
So build up a nice little mound of noodles. Get your mushrooms on there. And I think instead of parsley today, we're going to go with some fresh basil.
Oh, yeah. Our little porch basil's having a last gasp.
Yeah, it's a little warm out there for it. And then, again, Parmesan Reggiano via the
Oh, the microplane.
The microplane. Thanks, woodworkers.
We love you.
You guys got comments, questions, concerns? Let us know.
You can just do it right down below.